What's up, Wikimaniacs? On today's episode, we have a friend invited to a double date. A husband has an interesting demand for a prenup. A guest is kicked out over food. A fiance finds out they can't have kids. And a girlfriend is deemed non-wife material. For the Patreon exclusive stories, we have a daughter who gets sent to school in pajamas. And an OP who cries during their baby's birth and needs time to recover. If those sound interesting to you and you want day early and ad-free episodes, head on over to patreon.com/cultivate podcast network. Reddit on Wiki starts now.
Get therapy.
How would I read?
Get therapy.
What's up, Wikimaniacs? It's your boy Josh here for another Friday. Am I the asshole? I'm, of course, joined with the two handsome co-hosts, Sean and John. What's up?
Hello.
Sean looking extra cute right now.
Yeah. Thanks. You also look good, brother.
A little button up. Oh,
John, we missed
appreciate it,
you
man.
last week. How are you feeling, buddy?
I can talk and eat without wanting to die, so that's good. My tooth is chipped, but you can't really tell. It's the front one. And then you got to be at this angle to look at it. But I mean, it's fine.
As long as the hair is okay.
You missed that. I cried last week, Sean. You would have
Yes.
cried with me.
I feel like I always miss when you cry, brother.
It does
I
seem to
know.
be when
I'm not
You're
here.
not around. Yeah.
Do you not feel like you could be vulnerable with me, brother?
I think I just make him cry.
You
That's
really
what it is.
you really pile it on when I'm not here, huh?
It's his own episodes. He does it.
It was my own episode. It was my dumbass fault. Further proof that I don't read ahead of time.
Oh, that's funny. Well, I don't think there'll be any that either of you will cry in today. So
No, you'll be surprised.
You don't
I'm in
know
a sad
me.
emotional state.
I mean, that's fair. You'll get angry for sure. That's a usual am I the
okay.
asshole
That's true.
feeling, but I don't know about sad. We'll see. Oh, also with the game, we're going to put that on pause for a bit. I've had so many messages about how we can optimize the game better.
Revamp it.
Revamp
we
it.
did it, brother.
I know.
We got rid of the game.
Katniss
Yes.
Everdeen.
The Browns made it happen.
District
Whoever suggested
13.
that person,
Only temporary.
whoever suggested that game made us go against each other. The Browns go against each
Oh,
other.
Don't get me wrong. People are still wanting the game. They just want it so that you guys
I
will
wonder
actually.
who wants
play.
us to punish each other. You need to take a long look in the mirror, bud.
Oh, a lot of people didn't want the punishment either. So we could remove
Good.
that where it's just a,
Just for pride.
I
For
want the
pride,
predictions back.
Yes, I do miss them as well. I miss the deviations and the
Yes.
deviations.
We're
And
taking the power back,
no.
Sean. I love it.
uh,
Taking it back.
so you guys go with your guts on this one. It doesn't matter. Go with whatever you think is happening in the stories for this month anyway. And we'll try and come back in March with some stuff. Shout out, I think it was Barefoot Contosa sent me a message. Someone else did in Discord. I apologize for not remembering your name, but I will check it later. So anyway,
Wait, before we hop into this first one, I got to say it's February 9th, right?
it is.
We are a quick maths here. 5 days away from Valentine's Day, y'all. Y'all
Money
have
man.
to buy the merch. What are you just going to...
Money
What are you
man.
going to wear on Valentine's Day besides Valentine's? You know what
get
I mean?
Matching sweatshirts with your significant other.
That'd be cute.
I'm saying.
Valentine's
And
sweatshirt.
you know, whenever you have gifts, you know, it would fit great in that Valentine's tote bag. I tell you what.
Oh, that's true.
Reddit on Wiki.
We missed you so much.
Reddit on wikishop.com. What are you doing? Pause the podcast and buy yourself some Valentine's merch. Was that the correct address?
You could do it while listening. Yeah, Reddit
It
on
was.
wikishop.com.
Wow.
You got it.
You know it's serious when I memorize a link, y'all.
Thank you for that plug, Sean. I completely forgot.
Gotcha. Don't worry about it. I'm going to be doing it relentlessly.
We expected nothing less, actually. All right. So cross-posted by ZMitch8 on our subreddit, r/Reddit on Wiki. And the title is, Am I the Asshole for Inviting Another Woman? And I don't know, Sean, you can go first. We missed you last week.
Yeah.
You can take it.
Oh, man. I feel like this title is purposefully leaving a lot out.
Well, he did say double date in the intro.
Oh. John. All right, well, the game truly is paused.
It doesn't matter.
It
Yeah,
truly
exactly.
Yeah, it
doesn't fucking matter. I'll say, you know what? I think they're leaving a lot out. Bringing another woman on a double date. I'll just go no. Here's what I'm thinking the situation might be.
Okay.
You have a date set up with, I assume, another girl. So I guess you're dating. You're gonna go on a date with another woman, and they're like, bring a friend, and then you brought a friend who is another woman.
Oh,
so maybe
yeah.
They just weren't specific. And, gender is just very fluid nowadays. Who fucking cares? You got to be specific if you want a specific thing. They'll say not the asshole.
You're saying not the asshole. John, where are you going with this?
Even though the game doesn't matter, I'm thinking I'm going to go with my guy over here as well. I'm also going to say no. I think the way I'm thinking about it, at least, like it didn't start out as a double date, but it kind of started with, okay, I don't feel safe with this person, so I'm going to bring a friend.
Gotcha.
Bring a friend with me just to like keep me safe. So, I mean, it's good to be strength in numbers sometimes. So maybe not the asshole of this situation.
All right. Well, let's hop into it and see. I like the variations of predictions we're getting already.
See, this is much
It's
better.
coming back. It's coming. Also, John, I got to say, that hat is very cool, brother. I'm loving the hat.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Suns Nation, baby. It's love it.
Sean, I'm loving your hat. Where can you get that?
Speaking of hats, brother, this one is actually off the shop, guys. That's right. Our designs sometimes aren't always on the shop, so you're gonna want to buy when you can. You know what I'm saying? You can't just, I'll get it next month. It might not be there, actually.
I love when Sean gets so into it, his mic peaks.
Like that.
All right. So, I, 20 female, wanted to go see a movie and sushi. My 20 male boyfriend, Chad, wanted to invite his brother Jason, 23, and his girlfriend Ashley.
Predict Sean is wrong off the bat right away. OP is the woman in this.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley and I have been dating these brothers since we were both in high school. She's introverted, doesn't talk much at Christmas or Thanksgiving. Everyone in the family raves about her personality and how cute and petite she is, and how she's a hard worker. I haven't seen these qualities because she never talks to me, even though she and she changes his name. It was Jason at the start. It's Jacob now, and it's Jacob for the rest of the story. So I don't know if she just doxes him at the beginning. I don't know. Even though she and Jacob just moved back to our hometown. Jacob texted Chad letting him know that Ashley won't be able to make it, but he is still coming to the movies. I thought this was very weird. I asked Chad what reason he gave, and Chad shrugged and said, maybe she'll come next time. I decided to call one of my friends, Katie, 21, who I know is single and would love the opportunity to go out with Jacob.
Oh,
wait.
Whoa. We
Hold
were
on. So she's
super wrong.
She's
trying to home wreck.
Yes.
So this wasn't like a little accident. She's very intentionally. She's like, I really don't like the girlfriend, even though everybody else does. So I'm going to try. Let's see what we can do here.
Yeah.
I don't like
Crazy.
OP. We're wrong off the bat. OP
We're in
sucks.
agreement. Yes.
Jacob and Chad come from an influential family, and any woman would jump at the opportunity to be in this family. That's why I never understood Ashley's attitude and always being quiet around the family and wanting to work. I guess she's starting a coffee shop and thinks that's more important than marriage and a family. Katie is a traditional woman and I think would be a better fit for Jacob.
Trad wives want to be, huh?
Yeah, Chad and Trad.
Chad and Trad. There it is.
So, plus Ashley is almost in her 30s. And then I read in the comments, someone said she was like 24, which is... If that's almost 30,
that's so disrespectful.
I'm mid-30s.
Wait, so Ashley is 30, but then the brother is in the 20s?
Yeah. So I think Ashley, I think, is 24, 25.
Oh, Ashley's 24. Okay.
But Opie is
mid-20s, but they're saying rounding close to 30.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Brutal.
Plus Ashley is almost in her 30s. It's probably too late to plan a family now. I want our kids to have children with Jacob's kids and get it pregnant together. God damn, that hits. 30 is too late to
25 is too. OP's insane.
Oh, 100%. When I
Yep.
told Chad that I invited Katie, he thought I just invited her to keep me company, so he didn't care. Jacob barely paid any attention to Katie and mostly talked to Chad all night.
As he should.
Katie sat next to him in the theater. He went up to get popcorn and then moved next to Chad instead, which was frustrating. He barely even looked at Katie and she was all dressed up.
What did he expect? What did she expect?
Yeah.
No idea. I didn't realize that Katie and Ashley know each other. Katie thought Jacob was single and got upset with me when she found out he was still living with Ashley. She messaged me saying that she felt like an idiot for trying to flirt with a guy who has a serious partner and got mad.
Mm-hmm.
I explained my reasonings. I want our families to blend well together, and Ashley didn't fit into that. Katie said a bunch of rude stuff that I won't repeat.
To OP, right?
To OP, yeah.
I think
No,
for
Katie-
sure to OP.
Yeah, Katie's
I think
innocent
Katie's
in all
normal.
this.
Yeah, Katie is normal. It sounds like OP is the one that doesn't belong in the family
Yeah.
at this
For real.
point.
Yeah, she's like, what do you call it? The girlfriend's so standoffish and like, but also the family loves her. So I think really only you have the problem. You're the only one that thinks that she doesn't fit in. Well, it's probably
100%.
like John said, it's you. It's you. Definitely
Yeah,
you.
it sounds like she don't fuck with you because she doesn't talk to you because you pull shit and pull stunts like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely wrong.
But we're wrong together, brother.
And that's all
Yes.
that matters.
And I'm holding your hand right now virtually, even though you're trying to reach. Oh, I was going down there, so.
Okay, that's
Oh, wow.
fine too, brother.
All right.
Chad accused me of causing drama on purpose. All I did was invite a friend for dinner. It's not that deep
No.
or crazy.
Bitch, it is that deep.
Ashley took me aside and asked me pretty rudely why I was trying to get Jacob to break up with her. I told her I invited a friend to go with us because she flaked. She said she was working and couldn't go. I said, quote, "That's the issue. Your job is more important than your family. That the values for this family aren't working women and feminism."
I hope this is fake. I hope this is written by a man because this is so sad.
I have met people like this, so I feel it could be true.
Unfortunate.
She was rude, saying I was acting ignorant and that she wasn't born into a wealthy family and has to work to pay half their rent. I think the 50-50 lifestyle is Jacob's problem and that she's too masculine. My family says I should apologize. Am I the asshole?
Yes.
Yes.
A gaping one at that.
Yeah.
Like,
Holy shit.
oh my God. Okay. Here's the thing. So I know I made like a comment about trad wives, traditional wives. If that's your thing, and if that's the circle that you want to be in, fine. Do whatever the hell you want, as long as you're not affecting anybody and as long as you're not, impeding in someone's life. But in this situation, you are very much impeding someone's life.
Yeah.
And for you to question, what's her name? Ashley?
Yeah.
For
Ashley.
you to judge Ashley to having her own thing, wanting to open up a business, be an independent woman and yet still be with someone who is, happens to be affluent. I feel like you're the outlier in this family. Sean
Yeah.
already said it, like the family loves her and the family gets along with her really well. And it seems like no one's really getting along with you. You might want to press that button for me, Josh, because she definitely needs to start looking herself in the mirror. Because
You need to take a long look in the mirror, bud.
There we go.
absolutely, bam. But hey, shout out to Ashley though. I mean, she was like, you know what? I'm still gonna get my own bag because you don't never know what's gonna happen. Like they could have a falling out, but then she could have her own shit. So shout out to Ashley.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I agree with John completely. Because look, I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with however you and your partner want to divvy up duties. Because my dream deep down is to be a whatever the traditional wife is, but as a husband, you know what I mean? I'm trying to be a trophy
Yes.
husband, baby.
I'm almost there.
You're almost there, brother. But yeah, whatever way, you guys figure out your relationship, every relationship is different. That's cool. But once you start being like, I don't like that you want to run your own business because that's masculine. that's not what Jacob needs. Actually, I don't think you know what Jacob needs because you're not dating Jacob. You're dating the brother. Every relationship is different. Mind your fucking business. And, as far as, the traditional values and all that stuff, everybody got different strokes, man. I don't know why you're so upset. Just because she has a business that she, a business or a dream that she wants to accomplish and to have success in, that doesn't make her value her family any less than you do. It's just, she's providing in a different way. Just because she can't get sushi in a movie with you on a random day doesn't mean she doesn't love her family. And you already said it. The family loves her. There's no issue with anybody, with anybody except you. So
100%. Yeah. Like it's, for me, it's insane when she's like starting a business as a woman in the, what is it, 21st century? Is
something like that. I can never get that right.
Is that feminine? Or like, is that being a feminist? Like, what are we in the 40s, 50s? Like, this is crazy. It's crazy that people have these takes. If you want to be a stay-at-home wife and like, you're happy with
that's
that.
Fine.
That's fine.
That's what you want. Yeah. Exactly.
Don't manipulate people around you to try and force them into that lifestyle. Because I mean, Jacob seems happy. He didn't give a fuck that there was another woman there trying to flirt with him. And it's total asshole.
Also, normalize leaving people the fuck alone about asking when they're going to have families. That's their own timeline. That's their own bodies. So leave them alone. Let them decide when they want to have that, if they want to have it. So I think it's always tacky when people ask shit like that.
100%. Reddit deemed asshole, and I didn't say that, said this. Quote, "It's not that deep," she said, immediately after 4 paragraphs of explaining how deep it was.
You sound pretty pressed about it.
No fucking wonder the girl doesn't want to talk to OP. She thinks she's a master manipulator, but she's too stupid and out of touch to actually keep her thoughts to herself.
Damn. All I gotta say is poor Katie. She got set up from the jump.
Yeah.
Good thing she went off on OP though.
Yeah, and she should have. She was right to do so because, I mean, she put her in a terrible position where it's just like,
oh yeah,
if you succeed at flirting with Jacob, you're still a bad person. Even like,
yeah,
she doesn't know that, but it's a lose-lose situation for her.
Facts.
All right. Moving on to the next story, cross-posted by Metis Obscuritus. Hope that I pronounced that correctly. And the title is, "Am I the asshole for digging my heels in about sex in a prenup?"
Like, they want to, like, mandatory sex.
Something about sex is they're not going to budge about one way or the other, sounds like.
Okay, so I'm guessing this is one of those situations where they want to have sex before. Oh, because if it's a prenup, it happens during a marriage, right?
Yeah, traditionally anyway.
Yeah, well, I think I'm gonna go asshole for this one, just because I feel like once you put that stipulation in a marriage and it's not spontaneous or it's not something that's like willing, it becomes like coercion to a point, and you don't want that in a marriage. That's not fun. You don't get to, spread giant in a positive way when you have to do that.
Yeah.
Speaking of giant, Sean.
Reddit on wikishop.com. That's right. Merchandise is only available till the end of the month. You thought I was kidding about taking things off the shop. I wasn't. The collection is over when March begins. Buy now. And in regards to this story, sorry patrons who have to hear the fucking advertisement with fucking guerrilla marketing in the middle of a story. That's terrible. I apologize. But where are we? I got so wrapped up.
Digging in my heels about sex in a prenup.
Yeah. I gotta say, I think I was too nice. I gotta go back I'm backing my boy John. Cynicism. I'm gonna go asshole. I think whenever you are, I guess there are certain things you can dig your heels about, but if this is mandatory sex, I feel like that's sus. You know what I mean? If it's I feel like it's hard to make a mandate about sex one way or the other. So I don't know.
Also, scheduling sex is weird.
Yeah.
Some people have busy lives, John.
I mean, shit.
Put it on
I'm
the
not gonna go
calendar.
there. I'm not gonna go there.
Okay, so
Hey,
you
if
guys are
both
both saying,
participants are in the mood. I'm pro sex, no matter
Hell
know,
yeah.
as
Hell
long
yeah.
as there's consent on both sides, schedule or not.
Of course.
We don't
Yeah.
schedule, but sometimes it's hard to find the time. Some people like scheduling every second of every day.
those type A people, couldn't be us.
Yeah.
No.
All right, so you guys
Obviously
are both,
not any of us.
No, you guys are saying asshole. Let's hop
Yes.
into it and see. I honestly can't believe I'm asking this, but my boyfriend has gotten so mad that I'm feeling a little crazy now. Both 34. He had had a terrible marriage before me that ended in a dead bedroom, and he's determined to never go back to that life again. Understood. I think that sucked for him to experience. So now he wants a prenup and literally write in the prenup that we will have sex X amount of times a week, or else I get absolutely nothing in the divorce.
Oh, so you're already anticipating divorce at this point.
Well, I mean, that's the least bad thing about that.
Yeah, I mean, I know, but I'm saying it's just like, why are you going to go in and yeah, go ahead.
That's coercive sex. That's crazy.
It is.
I had already agreed to a 50-50 prenup of marital assets, and we keep what we came into the marriage with. Now that's not enough for him. He wants me to prove that I won't stop having sex with him in the future. I tell him I can't prove the future, and putting something in writing doesn't prove that. Now he says I must have a guilty conscience if I won't sign these terms, because if I'm so certain it won't happen, then what's the problem? But to me, it makes me feel like a sex slave and not a loved wife or partner.
Yeah.
So am I the asshole?
Oh, we're wrong again.
Okay. I mean, technically,
Fucking flipped on you, boys.
yeah.
Too easy.
the title
Too hard.
technically is, we were thinking it was going to be from
I-
the other
we're-
person.
You thought it was the
Yes.
other way.
So I mean,
Yeah,
kind of
Other way,
right.
yeah.
Kind of right.
We're answering that question, right? But yeah, I still got to say no to OP here. And look, I always like to believe that people's trauma should be their own responsibility at times, and the husband's trauma is his responsibility. And it's unfair for him to put that on the wife, saying like, "Hey, because I had a bad marriage, I had a sexless marriage and then it ended up in divorce, that you must have to pick up that slack to make sure that I'm better again." That's not on you, OP. That's on your husband to get help, get therapy, and be like, "Hey, what do I got to do to
therapy.
make sure?" There you go. What do I got to do to make sure that like my next relationship won't end up to that? So instead of the husband forcing the wife to be like, "Hey, you have to have sex with me," the husband has to figure itself out that like, "Hey, how can I make things like either spicy enough, or how do I make things like romantic enough that, on a weekly basis that my spouse and I are, want to get our freak on." So again, OP's not the asshole on this one. It's completely on the husband to get his shit together.
Yeah. Well, it's really fucked up if you start thinking about it even a little bit. It's like, oh, what if I have COVID one week or something like that? And I feel like shit.
Yeah.
Are you going to force me to have sex, or I don't get anything in a divorce? It's like, that's so fucked up to think about. Like, oh, I just had a baby. Like a week after, you're going to force me
You can't do that
to?
after a week.
Like,
Exactly.
Yeah. It's so fucked up. So yeah, not the asshole. Like, it's one thing to have a conversation about, and that's what you should do. You should have a continual conversation if you're
Mhm.
feeling upset or not fulfilled enough in a relationship where you're like, hey, would you mind like if we could do this a bit more? I mean, that's all it is. It's conversation. And yeah, as John said, it sounds like he has trauma from a past relationship. We don't know the details of that, but he should figure that the fuck out and get therapy and not dump it onto his wife, who's going to have to deal with it now. So, absolutely not the asshole OP. I'd be concerned at staying in this marriage.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, right. I haven't given any input. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say anything else really after that, to be quite honest. Obviously not the asshole for being like, it's weird that we have to mandate sex. Like, what if you're just not feeling it in addition to all the other things where you physically can? If you're just not feeling it, why would I want to have sex, with someone that doesn't want to? I mean, that's a sane person. I guess there's a lot of insane people. But for me, if I'm having sex with someone who's also, if I'm having sex and somebody clearly does not want to have sex,
Not into it.
it's not gonna be fun either way, at least in my opinion. So it's just, why have to force it? Like Josh said, just have a conversation. If it does start happening, just be like, hey, I'm getting concerned. Like, is everything okay? Is it something I'm doing? Blah, blah, blah. Let's figure this out to avoid what happened in my last marriage. But to have it written on paper, in addition to all the things that, you just physically, literally cannot have sex. And then how do you even mandate that in a prenup? You know what I mean? Like, how do you what if one day you're just pissed? Or what if one day he's just pissed and he's like, she didn't have sex with me. Now it's grounds for divorce. Like, what? What are you talking about? So it's like, who would be the one to enforce that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who could even
crazy thing.
enforce that?
Who can prove it? Right.
Yeah.
Unless you have some sort of documentation or you track shit in like a weird way. But yeah, how is that even enforceable?
I also don't know if a lawyer would write this up in a prenup. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it's
true. It's true.
It's not, you can't force someone to have sex. So by law, I think that is illegal to put in a prenup as well.
Rebecca.
Someone correct me. We have lots of smart people that listen to this show that are lawyers. Rebecca is the most famous one. Correct us if we're wrong.
She do be commenting on the Patreon though, so which is pretty cool. And I will say this too, my guy. If you're bad, if you're down bad, that bad, there's sex toys. There's little fleshlights that you can use. Hell, buy a sex doll for all I care. Do something. Don't coerce your wife to have sex with you because it's pretty much fucking a doll if she's not into it. So you might as well, I guess, like I said, do something to improve yourself so that way you're presentable, you're ready, and when your wife's ready, dick her down as much as you want, dude. So,
and the weird thing is,
at that point,
she's still currently down to clown. You know what I mean? There's no problem right now. You're just creating a future issue.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So strange.
Reddit agreed, not the asshole. Clearly, material.
That's a trick question, by the way.
Yeah,
you tricked us on the framing of the question. So
reverse. Material Midscore Explorer Midscore 85 said, how much of a cell phone is it that he wants a prenup that reads, I'm disgusting and therefore I must contractually force a woman to have sex with me?
Yeah.
How bad do you have to be at sex?
Missionary all day.
Likes that mish life. All right. Next one we got here, cross-posted by another goat, Phoebe the Fan. And the title for this one, it's a food one. You guys love these ones. Am I the asshole for kicking a guest out of my house over the food they brought?
Oh, food they brought. Okay, the only scenarios that I can think of, it's they bring a meat dish in a vegetarian or a vegan party, or someone is allergic to something and they knew about it.
Okay.
So I'm going to go, but Sean always does say it is a responsibility of the host to tell them, and maybe they didn't tell them. I'll go with no, just for shits and giggles.
Not the asshole? Okay. What are you saying, Sean?
Yeah. I don't know. Because, like, one, if you don't like the dish they brought, or if it's like can kill somebody, just trash the dish, right? Why you got to kick the guy out of the party? Unless it was intentional and he's like, I'm trying to kill a motherfucker. And then you got to be like, okay, well, I don't want a murderer here. So you got to go, actually.
Right.
I'll say, you got to have a good reason. If it's strictly for the dish, then I'll take the L. Strictly for the dish is crazy. Be like, hey, I brought boneless wings. And you're like, I only eat bone-in, you fucking bitch. You gotta go. That would be crazy.
That's like, it's a fucking salsa party and Josh out here brings taco sauce.
Yeah, I brought taco sauce.
I'm kicking his ass out.
Get the fuck out of here. They wouldn't let me to Texas, I think.
No, yeah. If you tried to say taco sauce instead of salsa.
Yeah, you're out.
Bad
you're
time,
out
brother.
Damn. All right. So let's hop into it. Recently, I had a little get together with some of my friends to catch up and have some charcuterie. Nothing too fancy. Charcuterie. Nothing too fancy, just a basic group board that I put together myself. I told my friends in the group chat that if they wanted to contribute anything to please double check the ingredient labels to make sure the food didn't have nuts in them because I'm allergic.
There it is.
They all agreed to this, and everyone ended up bringing the things like wines and different kinds of crackers and dips for us to try.
Okay, so the host let them know. So
They
that's a
did.
check mark. Yes.
Now, here's where I may be the asshole. One of the friends in the group, we'll call her Sasha, brought in a beautiful wedge of pecorin. Sure.
Pecorino.
Cheese.
Pecorino. There. Thank you.
Oh.
Cheese, brother. I got you.
Pecorino Romano that she dressed up with little slices of ham and honey dipper. She set the plate down on the table with the other foods and started to mingle with everyone as normal. We were waiting for the food to come up to room temperature for a little bit when she got an alert on her phone. It was an alarm telling her that it was time to take her seizure medication, which she has to take with food. No problem. I suggested she grab something from the table, but she told me she didn't want to ruin the taste with it being slightly cold still, which is wild. I'd eat it right out of the fridge.
Cheese. Hey, cheese is cheese.
I don't
for me.
wait for shit.
To be honest, when I eat charcuterie, I don't like regular room temp. I always have to fucking torch it. I bought a butane torch to torch and melt the cheese. I'm a fucking
You
loser.
fancy as
extra.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I've never had charcuterie before.
It's alive. A little
Never had
fig jam and prosciutto.
Oh,
A prosciutto
I'll try
with
that.
some burrata. Really good, dude.
Someone on Patreon said you've been feeding their accent kink lately, Sean. So
True.
keep it up, buddy.
Yeah.
Don't make me put
The
it behind a
bar bricked
paywall.
up.
Don't like it too much.
Then, to my horror, Sasha pulled out a bag of salted peanuts from her purse and opened them up right there in front of me.
Oh.
I asked her what she thought she was doing, and she said she was eating for her meds. I asked her why she brought peanuts into my home knowing I'm allergic, and she said, "It's not like it's touching the food you'll be eating. It's fine."
Isn't it like airborne?
Some
too?
people, it's like,
peanuts?
if you touch it or, airborne, like, it's serious.
Bro, that's yeah.
I didn't know it could be
That's
airborne.
dangerous.
Me,
Oh, yeah.
I might be that peanut person. I would have been like, oh yeah, I'm having a peanut butter and jelly sandwich real quick. I didn't think it would be like pathogens like a spore, so
It can be, yeah.
I get
Plus,
where
if she touched-
I get where the guest is coming from. Yeah, if she's touching everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say if she touched anything after that, like could be contaminated, and like touch any of your walls, your doors, or anything like that, like you're
It's
kind of
GG's. Yeah.
fucked. A lot of our friends agreed with her. I told her she needs to leave because she was contaminating my house with an allergen that for me is serious, and she and our mutual friends started in on me, freaking out over it. I sent her home, and the party ended shortly after that. I sent everyone back with the food that was that we had and scrubbed down every surface to make sure there weren't any traces left. My friends are all mad at me for making a scene when the peanuts were not for sharing with the group and didn't touch the shared food. I didn't end up eating or keeping any of the food, and since I didn't have a reaction, everything ended up being fine, but I feel like my panic was justified. I mean, she could have touched anything with her hands and sent me to the hospital. Now, none of our mutual friends are talking to me because I apparently made her late taking her meds. In brackets, it was only 10 minutes. And she's been blasting me on Facebook for almost making her having to go to the ER.
But you almost killed OP too.
Yeah. A lot of people agree with her, but no one is bringing up the peanuts. Am I the asshole?
I'm gonna go with no. I think that was a life or death kind of response, and I've heard people with peanut allergies in the past, and it's crazy how much sanitizing they have to do afterwards if their area has been
Contaminated?
like contaminated by peanuts. Like it's like deep ass cleaning. So imagine that it's already kind of like an exposed party where there's different people. You don't know if other people like kind of spread it. So you have to do the right thing and like literally sanitize your whole house. And that takes like a whole effort to be able to do that shit. So I think it's justifiable. Kind of sucks that the friend who did bring the peanut, one, didn't pay attention to their group texts as they should have. And if they've been really friends for a long time already, she should know that's something that she's deathly allergic to. And she probably did leave out the details about her like bringing nuts to the party. So that's why she got a little bit more sympathy. But I don't know. This is justifiable for me because this is a dangerous situation if she did get exposed to the peanuts.
Okay, so I just Googled just because I was curious myself. Yeah, unless you eat the peanut, it says you can't have a serious reaction. So
I don't know about that. But any reaction would be terrible, though, in your own house. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want a reaction of any kind.
Yeah. I wouldn't want a reaction of any kind, but if I'm trying to have a party and that happens, technically she did listen to the group chat. She didn't bring any food that had peanuts in it. And me, I would.
But she brought peanuts.
But not for people to eat. If it were me, if I was the host and she pulled out peanuts, and again, this is coming from a guy with zero allergies, so I truly have no idea. I'm just reading Google and it says, and trust me, Google is not the fucking bee's knees. It's not the authority on things, but it's saying, it's just dust. You'll be all right.
Yeah, but I mean, look, as the friend, if you knew someone had a peanut allergy, why would you even risk bringing peanuts as a snack when there's other potential snacks that you could have brought?
But that's
to
like
feed yourself, like if you need to take the medicine.
When you go to eat out, you know what I'm saying? You tell somebody, at least the people that I eat out with that have peanut allergies, they're like, yeah, I don't eat the peanuts, but I could still eat there and get things that don't have peanuts as long as I inform them. The peanuts are there in the kitchen and they eat the dinner and they're fine. You know what I mean? So it's not like, I don't know. Just me personally, I didn't know that the airborne thing is. And according to this, it says, usually not or whatever. So, I mean, I probably would have brought peanuts because I've been to restaurants with my friends that have peanut allergies. No issues. They just tell the chef, like, are there peanuts in it? No. Okay, I'm going to order that. Y'all order what you want. I've had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich right next to a guy with a peanut allergy. He didn't complain or tell me anything. So it's just like, I feel like maybe the OP is a germaphobe, but also it's their house, so truly they could do whatever the fuck they want.
It's their rule.
That's but at the end of the day, where I'm at.
you can't if you're asking if you're the asshole, probably not, because it's your house. You can do what you want. But is your friendship with all of these people changed forever for the worse? Yes, probably. I wouldn't want to. I would be like, okay, you almost killed our friend for maybe the chance at a not serious reaction. Like, unless I knew previously that you had inhaled peanut dust and almost died, I probably would have just assumed you were like every other peanut allergy. I don't know. That's just me. I've had friends with peanut allergies and it's never been this.
Severe.
You know what I mean? This, like, I gotta sanitize the whole house. I can't even be within arm's reach.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing for me, it's like, as soon as she's like, "Why are you bringing out the peanuts?" Like, as a guest, I would be like, "Oh, like I'd put them away. I'd be like, oh shit, sorry." Like, and then I wouldn't fight her on that. You know what I mean? Because it's her house at the end of the day.
But also, as the host, you could be like, "Can you eat that like outside real quick?" Or like, "Here,
sure,
use the hand sanitizer right after." To be like, you gotta fucking leave is again your house. You can do whatever you want, but I think if you're saying you gotta fucking leave, you gotta be able to live with the consequences that all your friends are like, this person's a little bit intense, a little bit too much, in my opinion.
As someone with bees, I'm allergic to bees. I've never been tested, but I've found out through the hard way. I turn into a bitch when there's bees around. I fucking will run away because I don't know how serious it could get. And that's what I worry about. So it's the thought of what could, like, the worst thing, like, if I get stung on the neck, I'm fucking dead probably. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like, it's probably the thought of maybe she's had a bad reaction and she just really doesn't want that. And so she's just extra paranoid. And I get that as someone, I get that. Like, so I don't know. For me, not the asshole. It sucks that, you know what I mean? Like, all of your friends kind of were just shitting on you for that. But yeah, I don't know. It sucks. For me, it sucks. And I'm going to say not the asshole. That's where I'll end it. Yeah.
Can I have a closing point for that?
No.
A little bit? I will do it anyways. But I think OP did the right thing. Even though, okay, so I'll say this. Even though OP did the right thing and say, like, hey, don't put nuts in the food, right? I think someone who has better situational awareness, this could have all been avoided if they were just socially aware and saying that, okay, she's allergic to nuts, so maybe I shouldn't bring nuts as my snack. And that could have been all gone and it couldn't have, this whole situation wouldn't have happened. So And again, I think their friendship is not something that's like very close. Because if they were close friends, then that's something that they should be a little bit more wary about, more, kind of cognizant with. I feel like they're just acquaintances or just like in the same social setting. So yes, it sucks losing those friendships, but it doesn't seem like one of those really close friendships for them to like mourn over about losing those type of social hangouts, I guess.
Yeah.
That's just my observation about it.
Yeah, if you're cool with the relationship changing, then and also I'm Mr. Team House Rules all the time. So like truly your decision. You just have to live with
sides.
the fact that you've ruined relationships.
Yeah, and I will say this, maybe the other friend felt othered, that she had to take these seizure medications and she felt called out. So there is a chance that she's feeling a type of way as well. That there's a whole there's that.
I mean,
whole
also
other
that
thing
she
as well.
almost died.
Both of them could have possibly did.
Because
because she missed her medication.
I have more info. So everyone, our subreddit said not the asshole, and IDI84 said not the asshole is someone who takes 2 different kinds of seizure medications. Missing the time you take them rarely makes a difference. I've even asked my doctor, and they said take the dose as soon as you can, but don't double the dose. Everyone knew you had a nut allergy, and she still brought them to your home. Find a new friend.
Yep. Agreed.
So
man, I'll be bringing peanuts and eating peanuts in front of all my friends with peanut allergies.
Could you imagine? Your friends
never
are
complained to me
terrified.
about it. Maybe.
I actually found out recently I'm allergic to kiwis. Like I have them like in the frozen smoothie bags, and I eat the smoothies, and my mouth would feel all tingly. And I was like, oh, that's weird. That doesn't happen when I drink and when I eat the other ones without the kiwis. And so I was like, well, I guess I won't have those anymore.
My randomest freaking allergy is moringa. My throat almost closed when I had it one time, and I thought I was gonna die.
What is a moringa?
It's some sort. I don't know what it is, but like it's. I think it's one of the things that I use like for like supplements, and every single time like I would have it. That's the only time I'd have a reaction. So I got it tested, and I'm like, yeah, you're allergic to moringa. I'm like, yeah, fuck me. Tastes like ass anyway, so I'm like, okay, I don't miss it.
I'll avoid that. Yeah. All right. Moving on to the next one. Cross posted by Secret Time Trash. And the title for this one is, Am I the asshole for not telling my fiance I can't have children?
Oh.
I feel like whenever you get engaged, that's a conversation that probably needs to come up. You know what I mean? Like, do you want kids? And that comes from both sides, but also it seems like, I don't know if you withheld it or you just, it seemed like neither of y'all wanted kids. So like, why even bring it up type of deal? I don't know. But regardless, that's like one of the things that needs to come up. It's like having the tough financial talks. It's like never fun to have, but it's essential before you, make a lifelong decision to partner up with somebody. So
are you going with yes?
I guess just my brain goes to lying by omission. But, I could definitely see where I'm wrong here. But that's just where my head first impression of hearing the title. That's where I'm going. So I'll say asshole.
I'm the same way. And you kind of like took the words out of my mouth. I think it's also lying by omission. So, and Sean's right. It's one of those tough conversations you need to have because marriage is a partnership. And if you're not in agreement with something, like you need to nip it out of the bud off the bat because that could brew some issues down the line. And you don't want that. So you want to make sure like you're going into that marriage like compatible with some of the big life decisions that you guys want to have. Otherwise, you guys are going to get divorced.
Yeah, you got to be open about all these things.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I, 29 female, have always been open about not wanting children with people from the first date.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Okay. Well, then, boom. You're not the asshole.
So not that she can't, but that she doesn't want them. But I think if you're being that upfront about it, I think that's fine.
How upfront? Like she's like, I don't want kids. Like straight up.
That's first date.
Not now, not ever.
Which is crazy to talk about on the first date. But I mean, way to be open right off the bat.
If you're bringing it up on the first date, then you know that it's serious. You know what I mean? Like that's like something that's probably not going to change. And then you can't get engaged and then be like, well, I hope it changes. Like, you gotta fucking, that was the first thing she told you, brother. It's not going to change probably.
Hi, my name's Sarah. I don't want kids.
I can change her.
So I don't want to waste my time or theirs. I met my fiance, 32 male, 2.5 years ago online. We had a lot in common, including not wanting to have kids. He proposed 4 months ago, and a few days ago we were at his parents' house for dinner, and his mother commented about his sister who is pregnant, which led to talking about us having children. When children come up, I usually change the subject ASAP, but before I could find an opportunity, my fiance answered that we wouldn't start trying until after the wedding and after we find a house so we wouldn't have to worry about moving while I was pregnant. I was surprised, but figured maybe he hadn't discussed not wanting children with his family and he was just not wanting to talk about it. When we were driving home, I made a comment saying maybe we should tell his family now that we aren't having children to avoid talking about it down the road. And he then told me he wasn't sure about being child-free. I was shocked and wasn't sure what to say except to tell him that I was sure and to ask when he started thinking he might want children. He told me he was never sure and that now he thought he might want them. I was really hurt that he lied to me because when we started dating...
You think that might be something you bring up to your fiance?
It seemed like the lying by omission is done by the other side.
Yeah, done by the other guy.
I keep getting you guys with the titles today. Nice.
Damn these titles.
What a day to cancel the competition.
I know.
Oh my God.
I was really hurt that he lied to me when we started dating. I was very clear that under no circumstance would I want children, and he wasn't sure it wouldn't work. We argued, and he basically told me he thought I might change my mind.
Oh, Sean guessed it.
But he didn't know that I was sterilized at 25. When I was 22, despite using birth control, I got pregnant and got an abortion. Afterwards, the stress of that possibly happening again was too much, and it began to take a toll on my mental and physical health. To make a long story short, after 2 years of looking from doctor to doctor, I was finally able to find one willing to sterilize an unmarried, childless, early 20s-year-old woman. My mental health has improved overnight as soon as I had the date scheduled, and I no longer have so much anxiety. That was 1.5 years before I met my fiance. I never said so because it doesn't matter because I don't want children. I told him that I can't have children because I was sterilized, and then he got mad at me for not telling him and that he might not have dated me if he knew.
Ooh.
So.
Oh, what a fucking bastard.
So he was going to coerce her into having kids is basically what he just said, which is so fucked up.
Yeah.
So he called me an asshole and dropped me off at home and went to stay with a friend. At this point, I'm not hopeful for the relationship. I'm sad about it because I do love him, but it was clear about children from the start because it's a deal breaker for me. What I want to know is if I'm the asshole for not telling him I can't have children. I've gotten messages from his friends saying I am. Not that I'm worried about their biased opinions, but a couple of my friends have said I should have told him, while others are on my side and said that it didn't matter because I don't want children. So am I the asshole?
That last part by the friend's advice saying it doesn't matter at this point because you were very clear from the jump. You said you didn't want kids, not now, not ever. And he strung you along and say like, oh yeah, cool. Like, I don't want kids either. And you guys said it best. Like, he was thinking that he could possibly change her mind, coerce her to being a mother, even though she never wanted to. So, even though you didn't say like you were sterilized, but the intention of not having children was never there. So
yes,
even if, yes, it might have sucked for him to hear that you were, and to him, he probably thinks that you owed him to like, for him to know, but you don't. Because like I said, you didn't want kids from the jump, so it shouldn't have mattered. Would it have been nice to know? Like for me as a partner, I probably would have wanted to know.
Yeah, I'd want to know just to know like what you've experienced in life and like knowing you
to
better.
Support you.
Yeah, and supporting you and making sure that, you know, because it sounds like she's very anti-kid.
Yes.
Which, you know.
I don't know how to read.
Nope. Fuck.
Nope.
They're both green buttons. I got to change that. Yeah, it's like, it's so that I could support that person as a partner.
Yes.
Not so that I won't date her if I'm in it for not having kids. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Yeah. And the fact that he doubled down and said like, oh, I wouldn't have dated you if I had known. He always had intentions of impregnating her without really her consent. So, and that's a shitty move, dude. And that's not what partners are. And like what Josh said, you could have leveraged the possible information of you knowing that she was sterile to support her when she has those times where she's like, hey, I'm feeling some anxiety about this. Like I'm having flashbacks or like, memories about dealing with this shit. You could have been a supportive partner, but you strung her along, dude. So I hope you guys are not together anymore because she deserves someone who doesn't want kids.
Sean, anything?
Okay, she made it very clear from the get-go that she was never interested in kids. I don't know if he always had intentions of like sneak impregnating her. I think, but he definitely should have been upfront. Like,
Yes.
instead of being like, oh, I never want kids too, just to get with you and like date you. He should have been like, I'm honestly not sure. Like, that's all she wanted to hear. And then she could have been like, well, if you're not sure, I'm telling you, I am very sure. I am very sure I don't want kids. And that's also kind of on him. Maybe he should have delved more into like, okay, like I've been thinking maybe I do want to have kids. I'm interested in learning why you are so anti-kid. These are things that could naturally come up. Yes. Could you have told him? Yeah, probably. But also, I don't know. I feel like he should have. You guys made it very evident that both of y'all, the key point in the beginning of the relationship is making sure that both of y'all are on the same page. And he told you years later that he was never really on that page. So it's pretty shitty.
Yeah. That's like, so the biggest thing for me is from him is he might not have originally wanted kids. That's something like for sure that can happen. You can change your mind, but he should have been upfront when he changed his mind to her and been like, hey, I've actually been considering kids, not drop it at his parents' dinner.
As soon as you have thoughts of being like, oh man, like I think I might want kids. I don't know for sure. You got to say something. To fucking break the news at the table is wild. And then, OP's down as fuck because she was like, yeah, that's what's happening. So you could get away with what she thought was a lie to your parents. She's a good ass partner, but then you were, later in the car, you're not even the one that brought it up. That's how much you don't even consider her. She was the one that was like, yeah, so about that lie that we said, should we tell him? And you were like, oh, what lie? Like, I actually am not sure. Like, bitch, what are you talking about? This is date one.
Yeah. Yeah. Insane.
OP has a shitty fiance.
100%. Reddit team, not the asshole. Some people were said asshole for holding the secret, which I thought was dumb. Because I don't think she's an asshole for that necessarily, but
I think it would have been nice.
It would have been nice, but I don't think it makes her mean.
More communication in a relationship is always better. But the ultimate asshole in this situation is him for changing his mind and not talking to her about it. Fitz Pleasure Vibes says, honestly, can't wrap my head around anyone calling OP the asshole here. Bro said he changed his mind, like having children is akin to picking up dinner on the way from work. And I still call my partner to let them know about that. So, yeah.
That's true.
Talk to your partners more. The more you just be open if you're changing your mind about some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Next one here, cross-posted by Vibes Room. And the title is, Am I the Asshole for Not Reminding My Girlfriend of Our Agreement After She Took Our Sex Life in a Non-Vanilla Direction?
God damn, they pegging people or something?
I mean, there's so many ways it could be non-vanilla. Straight to pegging is crazy, John, but you do you.
And not my thing, but I'm just saying, like, god damn. But I'm confused by the question, not reminding. So why won't you I'm stumped.
Because he wants to get pegged. I don't know what to tell you, brother.
Maybe.
If it's bothering you and you don't like the direction that your sex life is going, I don't think you're an asshole, but I think you should be open with your partner and say that you're not enjoying this non-vanilla transition. And just, like we said in the last story, communication is key.
Communicate with your partner.
Yeah, just communicate. I don't think it makes you an asshole, but unless you're like, I don't like the way this is going, I'm going to break up with them without ever talking to them about the agreement. But also, why is there a vanilla sex agreement in the beginning? That may be the first question. Truly.
Yeah, throw some chocolate in there or something. Come on.
It sounds like it's about to be a swirl then.
Yeah, get some chocolate in there, a little pegging.
Some strawberry?
Oh no. When you peg too hard.
Oh God. I didn't think this was going this direction.
Why am I saying John things?
I don't know. You've been broken since you've left.
I'm so proud of you, brother.
I don't know if you gave anything, John, but we could just hop into it. If you
No,
got nothing.
I did. I said it was like kind of like piggybacking off Sean. I'm like,
Okay.
communication is key.
Don't piggyback on Sean on the story. That's not.
I'm pegging backing him.
Pegging back.
All right. So my girlfriend and I are both in our late 20s. We've been together for 3 years and moved in together a year ago. When we started dating, it wasn't anything too serious. We met on Tinder, and once we decided that we were exclusive, we had a talk. I told her that I do not share. If she wants to be with someone else, then all she has to do is tell me. I'm a big boy and I can take it. She agreed that and said that she felt the same, which was all good until 6 months ago. She got together with some of her friends from college. Some are married with children, and some are still out there partying. She decided that she wanted to relive her college days, I guess, and started bringing up threesomes. I took this to mean that she no longer wanted to be exclusive. I agreed, and she set it up with one of her party girlfriends, and I was fine. She set up a couple more, and then another one with a guy. Honestly, I was done with this part of my life 5 years ago. I'm not judging anyone if you are poly or swingers
Okay,
or whatever.
Wait a second. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I'm so very sorry. Totally okay. Committed multiple threesomes, and then as soon as the one with two guys comes in, you're like, actually,
I'm out.
I got a problem with this. Should I remind her of our agreement? You know, forget about the fucking multiple threesomes I had with multiple girls. You know, I was also mad about that too. I was so mad, but this is the last straw. I don't think so, buddy. I think you were enjoying it for a little bit, and then when she changed it just a tiny bit, yeah, that's when the problem started for you.
Yeah, I think so too.
Insane.
Honestly, I was done with this part of my life 5 years ago. I'm not judging anyone. If you are poly or a swinger or whatever, that is fine by me. But it's also something I do not want to be part of long term. I have an opportunity to move to a different city because of a promotion with my company. I accepted the position. When I told her about applying for it, she was excited. But after I got it, she was less so. She doesn't want to move away from our current city. I said it isn't my problem.
God damn.
Jeez.
My company was covering my relocation, and I told her that I would still be paying half the bills until the lease is up in August. Well, now she is pissed that I'm abandoning her for a job. I packed up most of my stuff and sent it to my new place. She kept going on about what kind of future we can have in 2 different states. She said that it would be different if we were engaged, but that she wasn't going to uproot her life just for a boyfriend. This is where I think I fucked up. I told her that we are never getting married. She asked why not. And I said that I told her when we agreed to be exclusive that I do not share, that she was an excellent person and I wanted to be happy, but I wasn't going to marry a woman that I saw getting railed from some guy from her gym.
It's because the guy.
I fucking knew it.
Predictions are back, baby.
I fucking knew it.
She lost
I
it.
don't share unless it's with like your college girlfriends and it's like, you know, it's just 2 girls, 1 guy, baby. Then I
That's
might
fine.
be cool with sharing, dude. A guy from your gym?
Pikachu face. So she lost it, said that she did that for me, and that if I had a problem with it, then I should have said no. I don't
Yes.
believe in policing my partner. She's the one who brought it up. She is the one that found the people. I was a willing participant. I'm not going to lie and say I was forced, but I made it clear that I only wanted her in my life. When she included
And another girl.
another girl, yeah. When she included other people, all of my feelings went away for her. She said that I wasted 3 years of her life, but honestly, I think she wasted 3 years of mine. We broke up. My family is sad because they liked her a lot, and I won't get into the details of why we broke up. I just said that we wouldn't work long distance, and I told her family the exact same when we spoke to them last. She, on the other hand, has told all of her friends that I was just using her for sex, and I dropped her as soon as I got a big deal job. I've been catching shit on social media because I wasted her life when she could have been looking for a life partner and starting a family. For the record, I had an engagement ring picked out and was planning on asking her to marry me last Thanksgiving. I guess I dodged a bullet. So am I the asshole for not reminding her how I felt before she started down that road?
Yeah. You could have alleviated all this shit if you had just opened your mouth and talked. But you didn't open your mouth and talk because you were benefiting for a little bit. But then when she started going down a separate road to where she's, doing another dude, all of a sudden you feel some type of way. So yes, you wasted her time. And I don't know why you're being mad about this, because if you were really upset from the jump, you should have said something from the jump. And the fact that you strung her along and saying that this is all good, this is all Gucci, but when it stopped benefiting you, your bitch ass got insecure and, you started fucking acting a certain way. So definitely, dude, you're a douchebag for that. And yeah, you just don't know how to communicate properly.
Yeah, I don't know how he doesn't think he strung her along. As soon as the first threesome got approached, you should have been like, okay, I told you I don't share, not into it. But instead, you're like, wait, 2 girls? Well, wait a second. I might share. Actually, if your college girlfriend, actually, yeah, I do share. And then, as soon as the guy
the second time around, same girl.
Yeah. Yeah. So like, and then even when the guy came around, when that topic was broached, you could have been like, actually, no. Or afterwards, you could have been like, hey, this is it. I'm a hypocrite, but I didn't enjoy that. So like, for that reason, I think we should call it. But instead, even after everything, you waited until you're fucking moving out to be like, actually, it's not going to work. Oh, what are you talking about? You didn't string her along and waste her time. That's like I don't know how a better description of wasting somebody's time than that. You know what I mean? So yeah, of course you're the asshole, dude.
Yeah. Because like you can say no to your partner. Like that's what you should have done from the beginning if you were truly uncomfortable with it. But yeah, as it seems like you were like, oh yeah, 2 girls, I'm into this. And then, exactly what you guys kept saying. The other thing is, it's like I picked out an engagement ring and was planning to marry her last Thanksgiving. I call cap on that. Like, why didn't you do it then last Thanksgiving? This has been an issue for the last few months, or like, it's clear that you were just using her.
Yeah. When did the threesome start?
That's what I want to know.
I bet you the first threesome with 2 girls happened at Halloween, and then he was like, "I have to marry her," and then I guess your 2-man threesome happened, and you're like, "Actually, it's over."
It's second week in November. Yeah, insane. So everyone deemed asshole. Mid-Nightmare said, "OP, you're the asshole. Good communication is necessary for a healthy relationship." His partner communicated with him by asking if his threesome was acceptable. Not only did he allow it, he was an active participant. At best, he's a hypocrite, and at worst, he's a manipulative ass. Yeah, I think that sums up perfectly exactly what we were saying there. And with that is it for this episode. What did you think? Were these people assholes? Let us know down in the comments on YouTube, Discord, or our subreddit.
Wait, closing remarks. I will say, this is so much freeing than doing a competition. I like it much better.
I like it too. It flows a bit better. You guys kind of go off.
Better. Yeah. I like it. Whoever suggested that, I'm gonna look for you.
We'll look at looking into a competition where it's not a punishment. Maybe we can do something.
I hold grudges. I don't forget. Well, I do have short-term memory.
He does forget. Yeah.
You already forgot who suggested the game in the first place.
That's true.
All right. If you want to hear more, please consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/Cultivate Podcast Network and unlock bonus episodes as well as extra stories every Friday. And don't forget, you can submit your own Am I the Asshole stories or cross-post your favorite ones to our subreddit, r/Reddit on Wiki. Thank you, Sean and John, for coming on today and giving your takes. And thank you, Wikimaniacs, for another amazing episode.
What do they need to do again, Sean?
Guys, you only have 3 weeks to buy merch. Reddit on wikishop.com. The Valentine's merch is not going to be here forever. What are you doing?
I'm just going to keep raising the roof. All right, that's our plug. That's our show. Have a good week. Bye.
And I went to school with just boxers. I didn't give a fuck.
Jesus Christ.
That's crazy.
Were you wearing boxers under the boxers, or you were just fucking?
Nah, that's free balling it, bro.